Well, I guess most of my heroes are either chemists that I've had some direct involvement with, but also musicians and artists. Um, so starting with the scientists, where I spend most of the hours of my day, Roy Olofsson was a very important influence to me and a hero also. He was an instructor at Harvard and had much of the Woodwardian style because of his work with Woodward. He was a great mentor to me, and also just his style and understanding of history of chemistry. He gave lectures on the history of Harvard chemistry, for example, but also just the way he went about science was important to me. Of course, Woodward and Hoffman. So I probably saw both of them about the same amount while I was a graduate student, namely 10 or 11 times in my entire career, at least one-on-one. And but this was the time when they were developing the ideas of orbital symmetry. And I learned a lot from seeing Woodward present explanations of things that changed from time to time. One wouldn't know it in retrospect because the publications are always so elegant, but at group meetings, there was an attempt to try grappling with possible explanations for things, which eventually many ideas got discarded and better ideas came along. So that was important, and of course Hoffman I've had a lot of interactions with throughout my life, and I've admired both his science and his other interests, his poetry and artistic interests as well. And Rolf Huisken was an extraordinary influence on my career because we were doing work on 1,3-dipolar cycloadditions, and when I had the first opportunity to meet him, he met me at the airport, took me to his office first thing after I'd flown from the U.S., and we spent the entire day. He was grilling me with very difficult questions about details of 1,3-dipolar cycloadditions, and obviously not willing to take hand-waving as an answer to anything. So that's been very important to me. Beyond then, Paul Schleyer, who of course was one of the great experimental physical organic chemists of the 60s and 70s, and then had a conversion to theory, a very bold thing to do, especially when computers and theory at that time were not so robust as they are now. And Paul and I have had many collaborations, and I've been inspired by his continuing passion about science and how he goes around understanding problems and taking on new things. So then in my most recent position at UCLA, Cram, who I did overlap with significantly, and Winstein, who of course is still a legend at UCLA, and I have great fun lecturing about things he's discovered. Of course, modern students have no idea who he is, but of course he had a tremendous impact on science, and Cram the same way. So those people, they're ghosts, if you like, are at UCLA and continue to inspire me.